Your boy Ngun in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, special news for you guys. Football policing chief Mark Roberts says any congregating by fans in the event the season resumes that breaches social distancing will mean no more football. And although majority of the managers have remained silent on the issues in public to avoid antagonizing their employees, privately a number of high-profile names have expressed serious concerns about forcing people to return to the training ground when risk of infection remains so high. A number of Premier League managers, are understood to be wary of being rushed back into playing football because of the risks involved to players and staff. Those who feel it is not a viable option would prefer alternatives to be looked at. This could lead to a clash with owners who are desperate for the remaining games to be played, so they avoid the threat of having to compensate broadcasters and sponsors, with the added headache of legal challenges if promotion and relegation are decided on how the tables stand now. Let's see. Arsenal believe that they are still front runners for Thomas Partey and are willing to pay his release clause. Numerous big clubs interested in his signature, but nobody prioritizing a move for him other than Arsenal. Here's what Pablo Mari has said something recently. I think before I got to Arsenal, there were 3 or 4 players who I thought had unbelievable talent like Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette and Dani Ceballos. But when I came here and saw my new teammates, I saw a lot more players with unbelievable talent. Totally, Pablo. It's unbelievable news, isn't it? I love it. That's the beauty of Arsenal. But moving on, Arsenal chief Raul Sanyehi says not to expect a big spending transfer window in call with club staff. Sanyehi has actually told club staff not to expect big spending on transfers in the wake of the coronavirus crisis. In the weekly video call with all non-playing employees hosted by Sanyehi and Chief Executive Vinay Venkatesham, the Spaniard is understood to have explicitly played down the prospect of expensive signings in the next transfer window and said transfers are not considered a priority at present. Well, the Arsenal are set for a loss of £19 million for the year ending May 2020 if the remaining Premier League fixtures are played behind closed doors as expected. Prior to the suspension, the Gunners have been on course for an estimated profit of £4 million, but it is predicted that matchday revenue would fall around £12 million to £80 million if the club is forced to refund season ticket holders for the final 4 Premier League games of the season and 2 prepaid cup credits. Here's what Lukas Podolski said recently. I had 3 fantastic years at Arsenal. It's a special club with special fans. It's one of the biggest 5 clubs in the world. And we have to play Champions League football every year and fight for the title. I hope that Mikel Arteta can achieve that. Of course, Lucas, Mikel Arteta can achieve that. Following the decision to cancel the French football until September, Emmanuel Macron is reportedly pushing for the UK, Spain, Germany and Italy to follow the suit. Earlier this week, we all came to know that Liga 1, Liga 2 and the Eredivisie are cancelled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Football bosses in the country were planning a return to training in May before completing the season the following month, much like the agenda still in place across the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A. Let's see. Newcastle is said to be one of the just 5 Premier League clubs to spend big this summer, and plenty of cash will be available to bolster the squad. Due to the lockdown, most top flight clubs will have little in as many cash spare even if the season is completed. Agents have been made aware that Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City and United will be in a position to bring in star signings, although transfer fees are expected to tumble. And though the Newcastle will have money to invest, they are not expected to repeat last summer's crazy 40 million capture of Joelinton. Moving on, Mesut Ozil is set to leave Arsenal on a free transfer in the summer of 2021 if the club cannot sell him at the end of this season. Let's see how things will turn out to be. AC Milan are keen on signing Lucas Torreira and have added him to their transfer shortlist. The Uruguayan is looking for a move to Italy, and the prospect of Milan interests him. He had already given his yes to Milan in 2018 when they were interested. Orkun Kokcu tells Feyenoord he wants to leave the club with Mikel Arteta ready to make the move for the 19-year-old talented midfielder. Arsenal are among the clubs keen and will be encouraged by players' desire to leave. Premier League players will have to cover their faces as part of new rules to allow a safe return to full training. Oh my God. And more on this, definitely, I have here is a lot of news about Arsenal. For now, there is only Arsenal which are very keen on the Thomas Partey. Others club love the player's profile, but Arsenal are the keenest of the lot. And that's what I love to hear about. But moving on, the agent of Thomas Partey will discuss with the technical director of Arsenal There is a contract renewal offer on the table, but the player is thinking. Other clubs like Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham also appreciate the player's profile. And problem is, Atletico Madrid are pissed about how Thomas and his team are behaving during the contract renewal talks. And the most valuable French players, according to transfer market official, Matteo Guendouzi is 40.5 million euros, and that's unbelievable amount, isn't it? I love that. Moving on. Well, watching Arsenal live, there will be, I would want to see them as the Project Restart is here. And part of the Premier League's Project Restart discussions will center around the use of approved venues, which may mean teams playing on neutral grounds and immediately throw up questions over competition integrity. Brighton chief executive Paul Barber says being unable to play all home games and away as planned would be a further imperfection on top of the already accepted imperfection of playing behind closed doors. Let's see how that turns out to be. But moving on. Arsenal legend Sol Campbell has posted his admiration for captain Tom Moore, who turns 100 today. Premier League stars will be given 2 tests a week to see if they are clear of the coronavirus, and the players from Liverpool and Watford are also going to have their temperatures checked every day in a thorough medical exercise. The doctors at the elite clubs have hatched the safety plan to be prepared for the green light to return to training and eventually play. Napoli have beaten Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea and Leicester to the signing of defender Gabriel Magalhaes. It looks like they are definitely going to replace somebody who could replace Kalidou Koulibaly. Luka Jovic occupies a leading role in Mikel Arteta's thinking, and let's see how things will turn out to be. So these are the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax and enjoy all the news that comes to you about Arsenal on this platform. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers.